What's up, football fans? It's your boy Jay Tuck, and are you tired of the same old football shows when it's a bunch of rah, 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 and no one's really talking ball? It's just a bunch of hot takes and clickbait and gibberish. Well, you are in the right spot, but maybe you're an NFL fan, but you are also a fan of a college football team, and you want a channel that can do both. You are in the right spot. If you love the game of football, maybe you played it or maybe you watched it since you was a young pup, but you want to be educated when you watch football. You want to have analysis and insight, and you want a channel that can do some film study. You are in the right spot. Or maybe you're just a football fan that wants to have fun, have some great interviews, and get some insight. Well, you are in the right spot. So go ahead, subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification bell so you do not miss out, and sit back and let's enjoy the show. Today's video is brought to you by Sleeper. So you think you know football, huh? Okay, let's turn your football knowledge into real money. Download the Sleeper app, the ultimate fantasy app that can turn game day into payday. Just download the Sleeper app and pick more or less on your favorite players. With more stats than any other daily fantasy app, just choose 2 or more of your favorite players from pregame or live stats. Pick more or less from predicted stats, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money if your pick wins. So use the promo code CFO and you'll get up to $100 match on your first deposit. So download Sleeper now and let's get this money, gang. What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck. Man, oh man, what a weekend. What a weekend it was, man. Salute to everybody who's watching right now in the chat. So y'all know, right? Y'all know the rules. Go ahead, comment, like, subscribe, share the content. Let everybody know that we are live right now. We got a lot of new subscribers, y'all. I'm extremely excited. We got a lot of new subscribers in the building. And a lot of people was like, yo, Tuck, you're switching things up. You're covering more than one team now versus the Dallas Cowboys. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work, but keep proving people wrong. So salute to all the people who watched the film session. Bills Mafia turned Bills Mafia. Bills Mafia. Y'all turned up for that Keon Coleman film session. Y'all was like, yo, Tuck, you broke down Keon Coleman. You know what I'm saying? So deep appreciation to Bills Mafia, NFL fans, college football fans, everybody worldwide who has been supporting your boy. I cannot say that enough. But also Cowboys Nation, y'all know, you know what I'm saying, home is home, right? Home is always going to be home. But salute to everybody who's coming across this channel. It's like, yo, I didn't even know this channel existed. Fire content, and they are hitting that sub button. Now, your boy's kind of fresh. You know what I'm saying? I'm fresh out. Little raspy, little Jada Kiss voice, man. Salute to my brother. Salute to my brother in the building. We was out in Vegas, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people like, yo, Tuck, you wasn't going live. You wasn't posting no videos. You wasn't doing nothing all last week because we was out in Las Vegas for the Crawford versus Canelo fight. And man, if you have never been to a fight weekend in Las Vegas, it is something to see. It is something to see, y'all. There was people everywhere. That stadium was packed out Friday night for the spectacle of Canelo versus Crawford. Now, I'm going to keep it a buck because we family. We family. You know what I'm saying? So we can keep it a buck, and let's be honest, right? I am a huge Terrence Crawford fan. I feel like Terrence Crawford is one of the most complete boxers of my time and possibly now of all time, right? But y'all know I always bet with, you know what I'm saying, I don't bet with my gut and my heart, right? I kind of bet up here. So I was figuring Canelo's the champ. Crawford had to move up 2 weight classes. The entire place of Las Vegas was rooting for Canelo. Like, if it was close, which I thought it was going to be much closer, they was going to give that fight to Canelo. It just made sense from how boxing works. Because boxing has a little, you know what I'm saying, there's a little dark side to boxing. So naturally, I put my money on Canelo, even though I kind of felt Crawford would win, kind of insurance policy. But Didn't go that way. Crawford took it clearly. And you couldn't even rob Terrence Crawford if you wanted to. You know, a lot of people still on social media is trying to make it close. Trust me, that fight was not close. And even if you're a Canelo fan, it's really hard for you to kind of gauge it and say it was close. It was pretty much from start to finish. Crawford dominated that fight. So you have to give credit where credit is due to Terrence Crawford, the undisputed champ, man. But it was a phenomenal time out there in Vegas. We had fun. You know what I'm saying? Out there. My brother came up with, he gonna say it was my fault. It wasn't me. He came up with this crazy idea to go back to the old school and mix Hypnotic and Hennessy. You know what I'm saying? We was mixing Hypnotic and Hennessy for all my old school people out there. Y'all know it's the Incredible Hulk. We had Incredible Hulk. I had the Incredible Hulk for one night. And after that, I was like, I'm done, right? I had Incredible Hulk for one night, but we had a good time out in Vegas. So we're going to talk about a lot. Man. Salute to everybody in the chat. My dog Angry in the chat. What's going on with you, dog? Joseph, we are going to talk about it. We are going to talk about it because I feel like I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? We are going to definitely talk about it. Yeah, see, Angry knows. Angry old school. He knows about that Hulk. He knows about that Hulk, man. I mean, it's not a bad drink anymore. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of smooth, but it was turning me into a monster. It was trying to turn me into a monster a little bit with the Hypnotic and Hennessy. You know, the Hypnotic and Hennessy. It was okay. I ain't gonna lie. It was my choice. We went to the liquor store, and it had a bottle of Hypno next to the Hennessy bottle, and something said, "Hey, we're in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Let's turn up." You know what I'm saying? It's my brother's birthday, but I didn't want to do no fancy bottle service in the club and sparklers and all that stuff. We had to take it back to the essence for my brother's birthday. So Hypnotic and Hennessy, you know what I'm saying? Back to the college days, man. I didn't want to do no gold Ace of Spade bottles and Ciroc flying and bottles. So I didn't want to do all that. We wanted to take it back to the basics, and we took it back to the basics for one night, and I was like, okay, I'm done. The rest is on you. But good time out there in Vegas. Lost a lot of money, but, you know, win in Rome, as they say. Yo, Cowboys Nation, how do y'all feel? Cowboys Nation, talk to me. How do y'all feel? Now, I will headline with this, all right? Me personally, if you follow my channel long enough, salute to you. I am not a win is a win guy, right? I'm not a win is a win guy, all right? That's just never been me. It's not how I was raised. It's not how I came up in sports to feel like a win is a win when you're playing against inferior competition. All right? So I just want to kind of headline with that. So, you know, Cowboys fans, we keep it real. We keep it real on this channel. You know what I'm saying? We keep it real on this channel. I am not this is a win, it's a win, you survive in advance, blah, blah, blah. Not when inferior opponents, right? If we would have played ugly versus Philly and barely escaped, okay, that is a win, But now, I will say this, though. You do have to give some credit where credit is due, all right? One, that is a divisional game. It is a divisional game, and if we're going to be honest and keep it a buck, y'all, the Giants had us on the ropes last year when Dak was healthy, right? Y'all remember Malik Neighbors was going crazy last year. He had the little concussion after their drop, and then things kind of phased out, right? So the Giants played us close last year. All right, so sometimes in those divisional games, you have to throw everything out the window and just hope for the best. Also, Brian Schottenheimer, salute to Coach Schottenheimer, getting his first win at the NFL level. Yeah! You know what I'm saying? He saw a little celebration after the game. Yeah! Yeah, he went. I think, WB, I think going crazy is an understatement for what the hell Malik Neighbors did. He went bonkers on us, right? But salute to Coach Schottenheimer. Now, it sounded crazy when I said it, right? Because people will be like, yo, Tuck is just saying things. Tuck is delusional. Tuck is clickbaiting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know how to clickbait. I wish I did because I'll probably get a whole lot more revenue, right? But I remember clearly, it's still on the channel, I made a video about how everything was set up this year for Dak Prescott to be in the MVP conversation. And it's crazy to me, Cowboys Nation. There are some people who masquerade around as Cowboys fans but hate Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott yesterday saved y'all stinking ass. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, for all you Dak haters and you'll go into the comments and call us some Dak fanboys or some Dak lovers or some Dak supporters, whatever you want to call me and others, Dak Prescott saved your stinking ass from being the laughing stock of the NFL yesterday. He did. He did. Show some appreciation. Show some appreciation because my man had to throw over damn 50 times to beat the Giants. Over 50. He had to throw for a 50 piece to beat the Giants. Show some appreciation. Yeah, bro. And scrambled out the pocket. Now, Dak, you know what I'm saying? Dak 2016, Dak, that people probably took that to the crib, right? But Dak looked like me out there running after a few incredible hawks for the 70-yard scramble. But Dak led that team to victory. Some of you haters need to thank Dak Prescott for saving your stanky ass. Because right now, you could have been being laughed at by Giants fans. You could be being laughed at by the NFL that you lost to the Giants, right? Thank him. Thank you, Dak Prescott. The offense clicking yesterday, right? Now, there was some slow starts, right? Now, here is my concern, all right? If you watched me on the NFC East Roundtable show, salute to my NFC Roundtable show every Tuesday night at 5 p.m. Central, I said this Giants game worried me, and everyone laughed. Oh, it's just the Giants. Oh, it's just the Giants. Oh, it's the Giants, right? Because I've always said, and I firmly believe this, y'all, the Dallas Cowboys are a much different team when their backs are against the wall and everyone is counting them out. When everyone is singing their praises and, oh, they got this and they should handle this one and it's going to be no problem. Oh, this is going to be a slaughter. That's when you as Cowboys fans probably need to lean up in your chair a little bit. Giants, not big marquee game. It was a noon game. Now, you guys know I'm a season ticket holder. Every ticket I posted that I wanted to sell for this season flew just like that. Bang. Quadruple the price. The only ticket that I was stuck with until 2 weeks ago was the home opener versus the Giants. I thought I was about to have to put them shits in a cereal box because Cowboys fans was not interested. You had Canelo versus Crawford. I saw the videos. I saw y'all at Texas Live. I've been there before. What was the game, Tuck, that you witnessed this? It was the Denver debacle. It was the Denver debacle. Canelo Alvarez had a fight. I forgot. I think it might have been Triple G. Forgot who that fight was, right? But we were out to probably 2:33 in the morning. Right, at Texas Live. If you've never been in Dallas, you got to go to Texas Live because that is the place. Tuck, take my broke ass to a game. Tuck, hey, Angry Bro, let me know what game you want to pull up for, bro, and I got you, dog. I'll get you in the building. Let me know, right? Let me know what game you want to. If you want to pull up for Green Bay, bro, I can get you in the building. All right, so my dog Angry. But we was up to like 2:33, okay? I get a call, get back to my mom's house, probably like 4. I get a call, like, yo, Tuck, you coming to the tailgate? It's like 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'm like, bro, like, I am red-eyed, tired, hungover from the fight. I'm not going to be there. So I didn't tailgate. I went to the game. Eyes still bloodshot red, halfway open. No energy, feeling sick to my stomach. Just ate McDonald's or something, some nasty stuff. No workout. Dehydrated. I go out there. It's just the Broncos. We should be fine. Voice is gone from talking at Texas Live. And we are constantly, by Javonte Williams, getting, the Broncos was just, and we had no response. And this game kind of felt like it. You know what I'm saying? Just like, bro, there was no energy in that first half. They was having penalties out the wazoo, but we wasn't able to capitalize on it. It was a slow, sluggish, typical Dallas Cowboys start. Listen, Cowboys Nation, I know it's Victory Monday, and we're going to rest a little bit today. But we need to be very, 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 very concerned about our defense. It's not good at all. And I'm not even talking from a personnel standpoint. I am talking from a schematical standpoint from Matt Eberflus, y'all. Those zones was so simple to pick apart, I probably could have played quarterback. And we'll get to that, Trev. I could have played quarterback. The zones was so simple and easy to read. Y'all ever play Madden and someone doesn't know how to change like their shell coverages? So they pick a cover 2. It's just a cover 2. You can just tell it's a cover 2. So I'm going to do a flood concept, right? Or they come out in cover 3 and you know how to beat cover 3. You run all verticals and stretch the roof, right? You stretch the roof, meaning the high point safety, right? Simple concepts. And it was just so easy to tell what the Cowboys were running. All the cushion in the world that we were given. And here is the problem that the Dallas Cowboys defense and Matt Eberflus are running into. Because I don't know what's going on with Maris. I don't know. Maybe they don't like his singing voice. The Cowboys don't have Overshown till damn near Thanksgiving. All right? Sucks. We sent Micah Parsons packing to Green Bay. Those were your 2 most disruptive havoc players that we had on our defense. You just lost to Ron Bland with the foot. All right, possibly could be back, not versus Chicago, but maybe for Green Bay, I'm hearing. So if you don't have players, Matt Eberflus, that can cause havoc, then guess what? Your scheme has to cause havoc. You have to create havoc somewhere. So what do I mean, right? If you watch the Chiefs and the Eagles game, we'll talk about that here from a second, right? Vic Fangio didn't blitz much in the Super Bowl. He didn't blitz much in the Super Bowl, right? But he was sending everybody yesterday. And the same thing with Spags for the Chiefs. Sending everybody, right? Causing havoc, causing pressure, disrupting timing. You cannot sit back with the way our front 4 is playing right now, with injuries across your secondary and your corners, and give quarterbacks time in the pocket, but also soft zone coverages. Bro, that's a recipe for disaster. I don't care if you're a rookie or a 10-year vet. If I am not getting no pressure up front and I'm getting soft zones, simple zones, I can pick apart that all day. So you're going to have to create havoc, Matty E, schematically, because you don't have the havoc players and the personnel on the field right now. I will say this, and I know players watch my show. Good. Keep watching. Defensive ends, I am disappointed. Defensive ends, I am disappointed. I came into this season feeling like the defensive ends was overstocked with a plethora of talent. Now, they sent the most dynamic one packing, right? But even with that, I still feel like there was a lot of guys that can actually add value to our defensive ends on both sides. And we heard Micah was gone. It's our time now. It's on me. It's this, it's that, it's this. They've been no-shows. They have been no-shows. Our edges have been non-existent. We spent a second-round pick on Sam Williams, a second-round pick on Marshawn Nealon, another second-round pick on Donovan Ezekaraku. We made Dante Fowler the highest paid free agent acquisition from the outside since, Brandon Carr, I believe? No shows. No shows. It's 3rd and 20. Russell Wilson is comfortable. It wasn't just a Jalen Hurts thing. It looks like every team, they are just comfortable to the point Jerry Jones had to pick up the phone damn near at halftime and say, okay, Clowney, what do you need? All right, I need you here tomorrow. Defensive ends have been absent. They have to step up, y'all. And I saw someone just ask about, will Clowney improve the pass rush? I hope so. Now, I'll say this. If you had 60% confidence level that you was not going to get this deal done with Micah Parsons, you should have signed and re-signed DeMarcus Lawrence. You couldn't lose both of them. You lost both of them. I'd have been okay or maybe at ease if you picked one or the other, but losing both of them, y'all? And I think this is a problem that we run into with the Cowboys organization is the Beyonce thing. You must not know about me. They feel like everybody is replaceable, that I can just go make another one. Oh, Marshawn Nealon has DeMarcus Lawrence traits. Well, I can just make another DeMarcus Lawrence. Donovan Ezekaraku has Micah Parsons traits. I can just make another Micah Parsons. Players like D-Law, even though some of y'all hate him, and Micah have shit you can't just create, y'all. I know that D-Law wasn't a sack guy, right? He wasn't the flashy guy, statistical-wise. But if you want someone that's going to set that edge and play a true defensive end, get pressure, tackles for losses, like the whole gauntlet, it was D-Law. If you wanted someone that was high octane, that can just chase and hunt and freelance and move in the A gap, B gap, C gap, wherever, drop off and play off ball linebacker, hell, you drop him off, probably play better safety than Donovan Wilson. That was Micah Parsons. They have shit you just can't put on any player. So you should have, right? So when it comes to moving forward, if our edges aren't playing better for whatever reason, you're going to have to get creative and send blitzers and send some havoc guys to get pressure, because right now, these quarterbacks are way too comfortable, especially in big passing situations. 3rd and 20, right? 3rd and 14, 3rd and 12, they are comfortable as hell. You're going to have to mix it up, Matty E, or if not, they will pick our secondary apart. Now, let's get to the secondary. And everyone knows I love Trayvon Diggs, right? And I like Kaiir Elam too, you know? But I will say this, because a lot of people are saying Diggs, right? Like my dog Trevor saying Diggs, right? Do I fault Diggs for yesterday? A little. And here's why. It's not that I'm taking it easy on Diggs. The Cowboys, listen to what we just did. Week 1, Trayvon Diggs had half a week of practice, damn near, nothing too major, and he was on a pitch count. All right? DaRon Bland comes down. You can't go from a pitch count to covering one of the best up-and-coming wide receivers in the entire NFL. I get it, right? I get it. That wasn't the intention, because DaRon Bland would hurt. But a lot of us been saying, hey, give Gill a call. Add some more cornerback help, right? Yeah. But you can't go from a half a week of practice, being on a pitch count. I think he got like 23, 25, 29 snaps week 1 versus Philly to, hey, go cover Malik Neighbors. I mean, that's a tall ask, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you really want to test the knee got tested yesterday, right? That's a tall ask. But the reason why you have to ask that, because DaRon Bland goes down and you don't have any depth outside of that. So, yeah, they were going to test it. Now, there was some miscommunications. And here's what I'll say. Now, I said this on Twitter, and salute to my dog, Okoye. I know Okoye, he's probably in the lab cooking some shit up right now. Matt Eberflus, if you are going to run your 2 high shell, meaning you have 2 safeties at the top, okay, Malik Hooker, Donovan Wilson, and then sometimes you're going to roll your safeties, right? And what does that mean? Sometimes Donovan Wilson might be your high point and Malik might drop down in a robber situation, right? And in cover 3. Or it might be Malik goes up and Donovan drops down into the box, depending on, right? But if you're going to do this where Donovan drops up to be the top of your roof safety, throw that shit in the trash right now. Just scrap it. Just throw it away. Throw it in the trash. If you're going to have to rotate your safeties where Donovan Wilson is going to be your high point in coverage, it will be bombs away nonstop. You got Roman Dunze coming up. Ben Johnson. Donovan Wilson should never be your rooftop safety. There was plays even on the neighbor's play. He was supposed to get up the top. He turned to run, but he just can't keep up. That is his name is Donovan Hitman Wilson, not Donovan Quickman. Might be Donovan Quicksand. He is Donovan Hitman Wilson, meaning Donovan Wilson is best coming forward. Forward. Bam. Hitman. Coming down. Safety blitz. Helping in run fits. Right? Maybe a little out route coverage or a little in-breaking route coverage and comes down and makes a tackle. Donovan Hitman Wilson. But if you put him as your deep safety, it is good night. Maybe Matt Eberflus is just new and doesn't know his personnel, but trust me, Matt, if NFL quarterbacks see that, they are taking the shot. Even if I was to see that shit on Madden, I am taking the shot. That is not Donovan's game, bro. What are we doing? If you're going to roll your safeties and have them interchangeable, then that needs to be Wanye Thomas. Someone who's athletic enough to turn and run and keep up with NFL wide receivers. But if you continue to do that with Donovan Wilson, because let's see, I got a smart group, got smart viewers, you're playing Madden, somebody comes out in cover 3, somebody tell me in the chat, how do you beat cover 3? I'm going to see if we got some Madden players out here. Or college football 26. You see a cover 3 coverage, single high safety, middle field close. How are you going to beat that? Let's see. I know Angry plays Madden. You know, actually, I haven't played Madden in weeks since this football season, so I've been so busy. Let's see. If you have a cover 3 on Madden, and Kelvin said, bold of you to assume I'm smart. Oh, Kevin, if no one believes in you in the little turtle shell, Jay Tuck believes in you. I believe in you, bro. Kevin, I believe in you, dog. Bang. Everyone goes. We're going to shriek the shit out of you. All streaks, 4 verts. Because if you have a middle safety, and let's say I have 2 inside receivers, 2 number 2 receivers, right? Number 2 on this side, right? So I'm in doubles, boom. And I stretch the seams. You have to decide what seam you're going to cover. If you come down on this seam, I hit you with this one. If you go to this seam, I'm going to hit you with this one. Right? So it's football, right? So what happened was, if you watch that play, well, there's 2 of them actually. One, Trayvon is supposed to carry that seam higher. I'm not sure why he's playing so shallow, but I think Trayvon's mindset was he was protecting the sticks. Like, not knowing the play call, but knowing what Trayvon was probably thinking, because it was a 4th down, right? He was protecting the sticks from the first yard, for the first down, right? He probably wasn't thinking they're about to go bombs away and just let it rip with the game on the line, you know? So if that's the case, I have Donovan Wilson over the top to take that away, but I'm going to protect the sticks and make sure they're short of the sticks. All right? So miscommunications, bad schemes, personnel, it was a mixture of lack of pressure, right? It was a mixture of everything defensively. Now, I will say this. Kenny Clark, Osa, y'all look great. Kenny Clark looks phenomenal, y'all. He looks damn good. Can't say shit wrong with Kenny Clark. Run defense held his own. But it feels like the Cowboys fixed the brakes in the suspension and blew out the engine. See what I'm saying? Like, we fixed the brakes and we fixed the suspension on the car, so we ride a little bit smoother, meaning we can stop the run much better than last year, right? But now, we're letting Russell Wilson throw for damn near 500 yards. All right. We need to be back in between, right? I know we focus on the run defense. But now, bro, like, I prefer, if we're going to be a team that can pick either or, I prefer that we get pressure and can stop the pass versus run defense. Make them actually earn it and work their way up the field versus just dropping back and pressing square. They were playing like they had Jeremiah Smith out there on College Football 26, and there was nothing that we could do about it. They looked like College Football 26 LSU on PS5. Just all streaks. Can't do nothing about it. For those of you who played last year, I remember Isaiah Bond from Texas. Like, it don't matter what coverage you had, Isaiah Bond was just going to get over the top. That's what it looked like. You have to be better than that, right? You have to be better than that. Yeah, Solomon Thomas looked pretty good as well. Solomon Thomas played well. Kenneth Murray played well. I haven't gotten to the film, to be honest with y'all. But offensively, I love the way that Brian Schottenheimer unlocked the swag when it came to Kevontae Turpin. I love that. Finally. And then Kevontae Turpin gets hurt with the neck. I think there's a possibility that he could return possibly by Green Bay as well. But anytime it's a neck, you got to do with caution. MHC Davis, I used to send Isaiah Bond and go route, and he ate. Bro, I had my best friend, man, shoot the James, right? He thought he was so great at college football, but that's all he did was just send Isaiah Bond deep. It don't matter if I was in cover 4, prevent, man off, like off man coverage. It didn't matter. Isaiah Bond was going deep, and he was stacking my corners. It was so stupid. And then what he'll do is he would toss the flat. He would toss to Jaden Blue, toss to Jaden Blue, toss to Jaden Blue, toss to Jaden Blue in the flat, toss to Jaden Blue in the flat, toss to Jaden Blue in the flat, right? Keep doing that over and over again. So then I would put my defenders to cover the flat and take that away, and then it was dumb, purely dumb, right? Offense looked good. Offensive line played well. Now listen. I might be different, but y'all been rocking with me long enough. Listen, Cowboys Nation, we cannot play favorites. We cannot play favorites. We have to Madden with the fatigues off. Everyone gets the same energy. Jake Ferguson. Gotta be better, bro. You have to be better. You have to be better, Jake Ferguson. You have to be better. Jake Ferguson got top 10 money. And this is 2 weeks in a row. In big moments, the ball hits your hands. You're not coming down with it. Also, not sure what happened. Jake, where's the wiggle? Where's the wiggle? Ratchets, get this. We get him out of here. Y'all know what to do, Ratchet. Shoot them people. But Jake Ferguson, where's the wiggle? I need to see some ahs. Some oohs. Okay? It's looking very stiff. Pause if you want to. I need to see reliability in the middle, and I need to see some. I don't want old man Witten game from Jake Ferguson. Remember when Jake Ferguson was doing the Ferg leap and jumping over people and making people miss after the catch? And I need to see some of that. I need to see some attitude. I need to see some swagger back from Jake Ferguson. All right. Also, offensively, run game looked well. Right? We saw Javonte Williams with the pop. We saw Miles Sanders get into the end zone. Right? So I'm liking the way Javonte Williams is running. But I will say this, y'all. We need a 1-2 punch. A combo. It's got the boxing gym a few hours ago, right? You're 1-2. Right? Jab, crawl. Right? We need a 1-2. We need a 1-2. And I don't know what it is or what's going on behind the scenes. I talked to a few people and no one can really put their hands on it. This was, God damn, hold on. Where are these people coming from? Oh, all right. This was one of the most talented running back classes in a long, long, long time. And you still chose to pass on a lot of those talented players, which I believe was a little bit more talented than Jaden Blue, and take him in the 5th round. For him to be inactive, I'm not buying it. Why aren't you buying it, Tuck? Well, he is a running back. Jaden Blue is a running back. And with Jaden Blue's skill set, y'all, he shouldn't be pass proing on third down any freaking way. You shouldn't even have Jaden Blue on third down on pass pro. You should be sending him out on a swing pass. Says, real Longhorn fans ain't sign off on no Jaden Blue. Yeah, he was RB3 at Texas. I tried to explain this to people all summer, but no one wanted to listen to anything I was saying, right? He was Tony Dorsett. He was RB3, had some injuries. We'll talk about Texas here in a minute. But he shouldn't be pass proing anyways. So he is a dynamic player, quasi wide receiver. But what Jaden Blue gives you is your explosion. Right now, and I know people are going to get mad when I say this. Right now, our running back room could be 2023. What do you mean? When we had Zeke and Pollard. And I feel like Javonte gets a little bit more burst, but he kind of gives you that Zeke type thing. Hard runner, get the first down, good nose getting in the end zone. So he kind of gives you those traits. But now we need the explosion. That's not going to be Javonte Williams, even though he kind of did it right. He's not the guy that you have to look back and say, okay, he can hit his head on the goalpost, crease and cut. That's not his game. He's looking to run through people more than run around them. Jaden Blue is the player that a simple screen, simple swing, he can crease and cut and hit his head on the goalpost. He can be a mismatch nightmare for big blocky linebackers. Shoddy, let the kid go. Yes, we can get our thunder and lightning back if we get lightning from not being inactive. Here's what I'll say. The Cowboys were so gun-ho with being bitter and petty for Micah Parsons. They gave Hunter Luepke a bag of money just to go on vacation. Hunter Luepke hasn't gotten a carry, a fullback dive, a fullback pass, right? Hunter Luepke hasn't gotten anything, and we paid him all the money. We didn't pay him all the money, but we paid him a pretty good salary. So we're not using him. Bro, let Jaden Blue free. Let him free. Free Jaden Blue, free Wanye Thomas, free Maris Leofau. I'm saying it right now. Free those three. Because you need some high octane. And especially if Kevontae Turpin is going to be out, you need that high octane in Jaden Blue. Yes, Miles Sanders is a good veteran leader, but he's not explosive. Yes, Javonte Williams is running hard, like his life depends on it, but he's not explosive. Add that to your offense and sit back and see fireworks. But overall, y'all, good victory. You know, you got out with the win. If you're just a fan, just wanting to feel good, not wanting to be trolled online, you know, just kind of keep things moving, then you should feel good about the win, right? If you're looking about the future and championships this year, then you should be kind of, because there was a lot of red flags yesterday. I'm in between. We're still growing. We're still in the air trying to figure this shit out. We're on our third defensive coordinator in 3 years. There's going to be some turbulence, if you will, as we build this thing. But overall, I'll take it. And as we move on for the Chicago Bears, man. So let me know how y'all feeling. Victory Monday. It's good. Like I said, it could be 0-2. In the division, that would be a bad look for Shotty and his team. 1-1. But like I said, for all the people who hate on Dak Prescott, he saved your stinking ass along with Brandon Butter Aubrey. But he's been doing that. You know what I'm saying? You might as well just pay Brandon Aubrey too. He deserves it. He deserves his back. But yo, quick commercial break. Salute to our sponsors in Brunt. You see, I got the hat. Our sponsors in Brunt. For all my people who are outdoor workers, you know, this is for y'all, man, blue collar. But even if you're not, you can still kind of style this up. Wear these work boots. I had them on in Vegas. They're comfortable as hell. You know, so salute to Brunt. But quick ad from Brunt, our sponsors, and we'll get back to our next segment. Today's video is brought to you by our sponsors in Brunt Workwear. Now, I know that a lot of us are football fans. I understand that, but we are more than that outside of Sundays. We are hard-working individuals, and that's why I partner with Brunt. Their CEO, Eric, was just like me, just like you, a blue-collar worker that was tired of being on his feet all day in uncomfortable work boots. So he created Brunt, and it helps give a comfortable but stylish approach, like these Oman soft-toe shoes, which is my favorite. Look at the tan butter. It's a classic look. So you can wear these to work, whether you're outside, they are water resistant, but if you want to get a little stylish on the date night, you can do that as well. So you mix comfort with style, and it's just the perfect fit. So right now you can go to Brunt, and if you use the code CFO, they are giving you $10 off. Yes, use the code CFO. They are giving you $10 off your purchase, because you know, CFO gang, if we are going to work hard, we're going to look good while doing it, and we're going to do that with Brunt. Yep, salute to our sponsors in Brunt, man. Salute to a lot of companies. Sleeper, right? Brunt. We got more sponsors, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys, because as you guys know, when I do film sessions and film studies, YouTube hates them. They pull it down. They don't want to give me any compensation. They take your super chats, all sorts of stuff. So these sponsors are stepping in. So it's allowed me to have more freedom with my content, do a whole lot more film sessions, even do the college stuff as well. So that's why I was able to make the adjustments. So salute to our Brunt, our sponsors, warehouse closing, but also salute to Sleeper as well. We got to lock in some Sleeper picks. You can't do Sleeper in Vegas. So I was limited, but trust me, when I post them in the community post, it's time to ride, and let's get this money. Now, I kind of got some pushback, you know what I'm saying? They say what old takes exposed. I expected if we wasn't going to get Philly, my cousin here in Kansas City was going to handle business. You know what I'm saying? I felt like they were going to handle business, especially at Arrowhead, especially opening game at Arrowhead. I thought the Chiefs was going to handle business. Now, the Chiefs do have some injuries. Travis Kelce pulled a Jake Ferguson, led to an interception. And the Eagles keep just finding ways to win. I mean, their quarterback only threw for damn near 100 yards, and they still find ways to win with these team victories. And I guess they're thriving on it. But let me ask y'all this. If you're a Chiefs fan, is it time to panic? Chiefs fans, y'all don't listen to me a lot, even though I'm on Kansas City radio, but y'all coined me as the Cowboys guy. But when I talk to y'all, you probably want to pay attention, because I know a little bit, right? When I told you, yo, you guys got to steal. You guys got to steal in the draft. Josh Simmons. Tuck, no, I don't like him. I'm like, listen, I'm on the radio telling Chiefs fans, you have a steal in Josh Simmons. Right? When I'm also telling my dog angry, Tony Doorbell, no need to fret, no need to worry, no need to be concerned. Even though you're 0-2, we have a matchup tonight with the Raiders and the Chargers, which is going to be a fun game. I wish I would have stayed in Vegas for it, but I was Vegased out, right? Amari Hampton versus Ashton Genty. I draft kiddos going back and forth. You can still win the division, even though Denver's looking solid. Chargers going to be playing a whole lot better. And once you guys do get healthy, get Rashee Rice back, get Xavier Worthy back, figure out your running back situation. I've never been a Pacheco fan, you know. But once y'all figure that out, you should be back into the thick of things. It just might be a situation where you might have to go on the road to do it. But you got some tough opponents coming up. You got Buffalo. You got the Ravens. So y'all better figure this shit out quickly. But as of right now, you're not going to be able to win games with just Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce. So you're going to have to figure things out until you get healthy again. So Chiefs fans, do not panic. Now, I see a lot of people talking about the tush push, the brotherly shove, right? How do I feel about the brotherly shove? Yeah, I personally don't like it. It's kind of lame. But if it's not broke, don't fix it. And here's what I'll say about the brotherly shove. In fairness to Philly, there's other teams that have tried it. They just can't succeed. Because a lot of people don't understand Jalen Hurts, as critical as a lot of people are when it comes to analysis on him, he is the straw that stirs that drink. Because he is a freight train. You could probably get away with it if you was like a Milrow, right? Older Dak could probably do it. Trey Lance probably can do it. Probably Josh, like Cam Newton. Like, you need those stature type of quarterbacks to really pull this off. But, not to sound bitter or a hater, NFL teams, listen to your boy Jay Tuck. I'm going to give y'all some free game. All NFL teams. This is the boy Jay Tuck. If you want to get rid of the tush push, you tried voting it out, it failed. Here is how Jay Tuck is advising you to get rid of the tush push. Lean in. All you have to do is make it a player safety situation. That's all you got to do. All you have to do is make it a player safety situation, and the NFL will ban the tush push, especially when it comes to quarterbacks. Now, I'm not saying go out there and hurt Jalen Hurts, but let's say, for instance, they're lining up to do the tush push versus the Cowboys, and I have, Jay Toye playing linebacker. If I have Jay Toye just jumping on the pile, twisting people around, right? They're going to look at that and say, we cannot have players piling on, jumping on this thing, because you have players at the bottom of the pile. Quarterbacks are getting twisted up, right? It's just a bad play. We cannot have that happen. So either they're going to probably try to take away, you can't jump on the pile, which they probably can't do that because of this play. But they're probably going to say, you know what? Just get rid of it. So you have to make it a player safety situation. Have bigger players start jumping on the piles, not linebackers. You need more people piling on, twisting around to get rid of the play. Because if not, they're going to continue to do it. Because here's the thing, right? Law of gravity. If I am Jalen Hurts and I'm doing a tush push and I'm leaning this way, going forward. What's up, Kevin? Going forward, right? I'm going forward, quarterback. You're trying to hit him head on. You don't want to hit him head on, right? You're not going to, law of averages and center of gravity, you're not going to win it head on. Come from an angle. He's coming this way. Jay Toye, you jump this way and knock his momentum horizontal. That's how you do it. It's a rugby play. You're not going to be able to get lower than them, and you're probably not going to have enough force to stop and push them forward. You have to move him horizontal. So just jump horizontally with your 380 pounds, wrap him up, and roll backwards. Because technically, when he does the tush push, he is a running back. not a quarterback. So do what you want with that information. He's a running back, not a quarterback. So all the goes out the window. So if you really want to stop a tush push, you got to make it a player safety situation. They're going to keep that shit in. They're going to keep doing it. They're going to keep doing it over and over and over. That play has really kept them alive and helped prepare their Super Bowl run. It really has. That little glitch play has really propelled their Super Bowl run. I don't think they get as far as they've gotten without it, to be honest with you. But to be able to extend drives, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1, goal line, it's demoralizing because you know what's coming and you know there's no way to stop it. And just like you said, right, the false starts, the moving the ball, you know, there's all sorts of stuff going on, right? But here's the thing. They've already won a Super Bowl with it, but y'all better stop this shit now or they're going to continuously do it, and you don't want them to tush push their ass to another one. So somebody, please start jumping on the piles with more force and more fortitude and make it uglier than it needs to be. That's just me. That doesn't mean. If I was coaching the Cowboys, hey, Mozzie, get your big ass out there and jump and twist it up. Jump and twist it up. Jump and twist it up. You jump out there and roll around. Wrestling move. All right. But Chiefs are 2-0. Chiefs are 0-2. Eagles are 2-0. Do I feel like either team is built for a return? I mean, Philly will probably get better, but Philly has issues. Philly has issues. They're not going to be able to get away with throwing for 100 yards and shit much longer. Y'all see their schedule? They got them boys lined up. They play the Rams. Then they play Tampa. Then they can play like Green Bay. They got them boys lined up. So you're not going to last long throwing for 100 yards. And their offensive coordinator right now, they don't look too hot. But they are just winning games, scrappy, turnovers, just everything coming together. But how long will that last? But I think for the Chiefs, it's just getting back to being healthy. Now, before we dip, got to talk about college football. And me and my brother was out there in Vegas, had a good time at the sports book out there at MGM Grand. If you haven't been to the MGM Grand, it's newly renovated. Salute to the MGM Grand for being an incredible host. You know, I got there Thursday morning like at 6 a.m., and I was like, bro, what the hell am I going to do until my brother gets here like at 12? My room's probably not going to be ready. I'm going to sit and gamble and lose money before I even get in my mode, right? And as soon as I got to the MGM Grand, salute to my hostess, May. She was like, Mr. Tucker, your room is ready for you and already available. I said, ain't that a bitch? So I got to go up to my room, take a nap, get refreshed before my brother got there, and you know what I'm saying, before we got active. So salute to MGM Grand, but the rooms have been newly renovated. So salute to MGM. But we out there in the sports book watching some college football on Saturday. And I am man enough to admit when I am wrong. Maybe it was the draft nerd in me, because they have tons of draft talent. From Woods to Avian Terrell to Cade Klubnik to Antonio Williams. Clemson, bro. I believed in Clemson. I thought Clemson was going to be national championship contenders. I thought Clemson was going to run through the ACC. I felt like Clemson had the most talented roster in college football. I was wrong. Dabo Swinney, great guy. I met Dabo. Me and my brother at the sports book in the restaurant, we met a guy who was a booster for Clemson and stuff. He invited me and my family out to Clemson when Florida State plays them. He's going to put us in, this his cabin and everything. It's a great guy, right? So he was upset. But Georgia Tech, even though I love Haynes King, because trust me, Haynes King dog walked my nose last year, right? He's out of Texas too. I think he's out of Tyler, Texas. Haynes King out of Tyler, Texas. I think he is Tyler, Texas, right? But Clemson should have won that game versus Georgia Tech. They should have won that game versus Georgia Tech. That's a game that you have to win, right? And it was crazy, right? The last minute field goal and rushing to the line of scrimmage, and Georgia Tech's kicker just stepped up and boom, Brandon Aubrey that shit for the win. I don't know. I do not see Clemson getting into the CFP. They are going to have to steamroll the rest of the season. They are going to have to steamroll the rest of the season. But what we're seeing in college football right now is the top premier teams, people aren't afraid of them anymore. They're not afraid of them anymore. And there is a quarterback crisis in college football. DJ Lagway looking shaky, baby, out there in Florida. 5 interceptions. 5. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. 5 interceptions. K. Klubnik struggling. Arch Manning has me looking like an idiot right now. Arch Manning, listen, I know there's pressure. I know there was a lot on you based off of your last name. I get it that Sarkisian right now isn't calling good football games. I know. Well, I don't want to say I know, because now I'm trying to question, is Ryan Wingo really the problem, or is it? But Arch Manning, you have to play better, bro. Arch Manning, you have to play better. You have one more game. Let me pull up their schedule real quick. I think he has one more game to get better. Yes. So the quarterbacks that are playing well, you have Drew Aller, Carson Beck, big money, John Mateer, OU, and Rocco's Modern Life, and Joseph, don't forget my guy, Tommy Castellanos at Florida State. He's playing pretty damn good right now too as well. Right? But you have, who they play? The Bearcats. I don't even know who the hell this university is. What is this school? Let's see. So it's not Cincy. It's not Cincy. Who are they playing? Let me pull up their schedule. Texas football schedule. Bang, bang, bang. All right. You got Sam Houston this Saturday. Then you have Florida. We talked about Lagway. OU. We talked about Mateer. Kentucky, Mississippi State, Vandy, and Diago. Georgia, Arkansas is talented, and Texas A&M. Arch Manning, you have one more game to get it right, bro. Arch Manning literally has one more game to get it right, or it's about to get dark for Texas football. They're at the Swamp, right? The 11, right? Versus Oklahoma, which is going to be a tough game. Then you're at Kentucky, at Mississippi State, at home versus Vanderbilt, at Georgia versus Arkansas, Texas A&M. If Arch Manning does not get better, Texas is in trouble, y'all. And they have a phenomenal defense. Y'all know how much I love that Texas defense and Anthony Hill and those guys, right? But if they They have one more game this weekend to get it figured out versus Sam Houston. Or it might be a situation you might got to see what else you got. You might got to see what else you got. You might have to. And I know, sir, it's going to sound crazy. It's going to look crazy if you bench Arch Manning, but you have to win games. You was the number one team in college football. And that game versus Ohio State, yeah, Vandy is no longer for the Skip Baylesses and the nerds. Diago Pavia can play some football, right? They got some dogs out there at Vandy. You was the number one team. That game versus Ohio State was good, right? Close, right? You had the fumble on the goal line. But that UTEP game, you should have ran through UTEP. It was a back and forth for a little bit versus UTEP. Sam Houston is your last tune-up game before it gets dark in the SEC. So Arch Manning has to figure it out. But when it comes to college football right now, y'all, it is wide open. I know Ohio State's number one right now, but with Julian Sain at quarterback, Jeremiah Smith really hasn't turned up. Jeremiah Love at Notre Dame has been in no-shows. I kind of like Oregon. Oregon is creeping on the come up. I kind of like them coming. I've always been an Oregon fan, you know what I'm saying? But Oregon's creeping on the come up. You have Florida State ranked 7. You have Miami. It's going to be a very intriguing season this year when it comes to college football. And who is going to get to that 12 spot? Because I feel like there's not a juggernaut, right? Tennessee had Georgia in the bag. And that Tennessee kicker was out there. Y'all play CFB? That Tennessee kicker was out there. We were sitting there watching the sports book. I was like, bro, he looks shook. Right? That Tennessee kicker was out there. His meter was going crazy. And he pinked wide right. You know? Pinked it. And let Georgia get the win. So there's not a juggernaut. Last year, I felt like when you watched Ohio State, I feel like that team was loaded, bro. They had Jeremiah Smith, Cardell Tate, Mecca Buka, fucking Travion Henderson, Quinshawn Judkins. Their defense was loaded. Like, Ohio State last year, even with Will Howard, they were just loaded. Like, it just felt like Caleb Jones, like, their team was just loaded. But this year, it doesn't feel that way. Big 12 seems wide open. My Kansas Jayhawks took a crushing loss versus Virginia. They played West Virginia, versus Missouri. But they play West Virginia this Saturday back at home. Yeah, Cincinnati, Texas Tech, BYU, Colorado's Dunzo. Iowa State and Rocco Beck is playing decent. Kansas State. And Avery Johnson. So there's gonna the Piggies had Ole Miss on the ropes. Yeah, it's not a lot of variables this year in major differences when it comes to college football this year. So it's going to make an exciting season, y'all. Once we get to conference play, things are going to get crazy. They're going to try to make the case for 2-loss, 3-loss teams to get into the playoffs. They're going to have to make the case for some. They're going to push some SEC up in there, right? You still have LSU, right? Penn State still looks good, but Penn State still has to play Ohio State. So there's going to be a lot of changes. Yeah, Miami, they'll probably will be a playoff team. Now, Florida State versus Miami in 2 weeks, but Miami's playing Florida. Florida's a good team. They just haven't turned the corner. You had South Carolina lose, right? Very high on the North Sellers. They look bad Saturday. So college football is going to be fun to watch, and there's a lot of things we definitely need to keep our eyes on. You have Virginia Tech, ODU. You had, South Florida was playing well, so they ran to Miami, right? So it's like you have those teams that are kind of just in there. It doesn't feel like this year, y'all, is going to be a lead dog. And you can probably say Ohio State, but if Ohio State played Oregon, I would be confident saying Oregon can win that game. I just don't feel this is a big difference when it comes to college football and also NFL football. I don't see a juggernaut in the NFL this year, y'all. I know everyone's talking about Green Bay, and you don't want to skip Chicago because that's a good win. We need a must win. But Cowboys Nation, Cowboys versus Packers Sunday Night Football is not a regular season game anymore. I think you guys know that. It's not a regular season game anymore. That is a must-win game. Cowboys versus Packers, I'm going to be different that week. I need to get it back in blood that week. I have to. They ran through us and embarrassed us. And since they embarrassed us, as Drake would say, nothing has been the same. Nothing's been the same. We have to go get it back in blood. Because right now, we are the laughing stocks that traded Micah Parsons away. They're 2-0. Defense is playing out their ass, right? I got a film session coming on Adrian Cooper because Adrian Cooper is playing out of his mind right now, the linebacker position. And y'all know I was a huge fan of Adrian Cooper. Out Texas A&M, right? But that's a game you got to get back in blood. It's a game you got to get back in blood. You do. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Especially at home, Sunday Night Football, in your stadium. Nah. Those are the games that I need to see the Dallas Cowboys win and punch in their own weight class. I need to see a team that people clearly think is better than you, and you go out there for a change and punch them in the mouth, not play a close game, not have a good, exciting matchup or a back and forth. Go out there and find a way to win. But we'll get to that game as we gear up for Green Bay, man. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's your boy J Tuck. Comment, like, subscribe. Salute to our sponsors in Brunt. Salute to our sponsor in Sleeper as well. Use the code CFO to get a 100% match deposit at Sleeper up to $100. So if you put in $100, they'll give you $100 and you can play with that $100, right? Also, go to Brunt, use the code CFO to get 10% off your purchase. Got the work boots out there for my people who stand on your feet all day grinding. Or like I said, man, you can walk in these and get fly for date night or just wear them casually as well. You know what I'm saying? I kind of wear them for both. I want some black ones. So Brunt, send me some black ones too. You know what I'm saying? And call it my connect. You know what I'm saying? Call my agent and tell them to send me some black ones too because I like these. The tan butters kind of remind me of the old Timbs, but it's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? So salute to everybody out there. My dog Angry. Appreciate you, my guys. Well, enjoy Victory Monday, Cowboys Nation. It could be worse, right? I'm not a win is a win guy. There's still a lot of things that needs to be fixed, but we're going to fix this shit while we're in the air and hopefully find ways we can lead this Dallas Cowboys team to a victory, man. So it's your boy J Tuck. Comment, like, subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you do not miss out. I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged. The CFO gang,